Hello. Tyler, I asked you this yesterday. I'm going to ask you again now that you've had your first NFL walkthrough. Has it sunk in yet that you're a pro?
It sunk in. It sunk in today. I felt good out there. I mean, when I put my helmet on, it'll be a little bit different, but definitely putting on my jersey felt good.
You were talking earlier about, you didn't think there'd be any issue for you left, right? Just a little bit about how much work you put in there and the footwork and how you feel that's coming at this early stage.
Ever since I heard in the pre-draft process that I was going to be switching to left tackle from a bunch of teams, that's immediately what I started working on. So coming out here today was extremely smooth for me because I've been doing it week in and week out, training with Duke Manyweather across the street ever since I got here a couple weeks ago. So it's been pretty good for me.
How do you go about making a good first impression with Coach Solari and the rest of the staff when at this point in the offseason you can't, use your physical, it's non-contact?
I mean, just doing everything that I can to be a professional, doing the things that off the field that really matter, watching film and studying my playbook and taking care of my body and being a pro about everything that I do.
Mm-hmm. What kind of luxury is that to have Duke across the street, so while you're not able to be here with the coaches, to have that as a resource?
It was really cool because, he works with a lot of the guys on the O-line here, and going over there, I got to meet a couple of them and putting some work in with them and learn a couple things here and there. And his techniques are very similar to Coach Solari's because they work hand-to-hand sometimes. And he's just a great coach all around. And going over there, he has an extremely pro approach to what he does, and he takes no bullshit, and we have fun.
So you didn't start working with Duke until after you were drafted?
Yeah, after I got drafted. Did not come into the facility because, you can't.
Right.
I moved up here. I got an Airbnb, and I've been training with him ever since for almost 2 weeks now.
Who introduced you to Duke?
I've known Duke.
Okay.
I've known Duke for a while through O-line masterminds.
Okay, so you did work with him before the draft or just masterminds in the past?
I just kind of knew who he was, and we conversated here and there, but once I moved up here, it was kind of understood that we were going to be developing a relationship.
So you got the Airbnb like the week after you're drafted on like a Thursday. Were you here the next week in the Airbnb? Or?
I was, after 2 days, I was here.
Like that Monday.
So you're ready to be here?
I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to get up here.
What kind of conversations have you and Cooper had about coming in and trying to be two of the 5 key pieces for this offensive line?
I mean, just coming in and doing our 1 of 11, doing the best that we possibly can. That's your trademark, is your best. So we're just trying to maximize us and play with each other and complement each other's game with each other and compete to the best of our abilities.
Amen. What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great day. I'm here with my buddy, Game Time Brian. Game Time, how are you doing this evening?
What's going on, Mark Holmes? Eastside's got to come in and already,
Lordy.
Shoot his shot. You're not even here 30 seconds, Eastside. What's up, Mark? How you doing?
Oh, man. Well, here's my thing for tonight is tonight we're going to dedicate this show to our buddy Randy Seitz, who now is having a hard time. He is in the hospital. Stephanie was in the chat here. I don't know if she's still in right now. Stephanie, we're all sending prayers for Randy, our good buddy, because he's always been there for us, and we want to be there for him as well. Shout out to Roland's Review. What's up, Roland?
What's up, Loyal? What's up, buddy?
There's the shit starter, Twiz Digga, Jeff Lee, Curtis.
Stirring the gravy.
Oh, boy. Curtis, as we get started here, before we get into everything else, Curtis was talking about what Mike Fisher was saying. I think Mike was actually out fishing. I think that's literally what he was doing. Was talking about the possibility of Kirk Cousins being the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, you don't want to know what I think.
Do you like that? You like
you
that?
Think Mark and Gabe? Yeah, no, it's not happening. Kirk Cousins will be lucky to. I expect him to have a year or two and then be gone. That Achilles injury is nasty, Mark. We got a guy who has a leg he's finally come back. Alan Williams with the super chat.
Alan Williams, what's up, Alan? I got to start doing drawings again here. I've been writing down everybody's names. We actually have a full bucket here, and I have to start putting those up for everybody. I appreciate it, guys. I'm here, but I'm not in a good mood. Dear friend of mine who I was kind of in love with passed away. I'm hurting, guys.
Alan, I'm sorry, buddy.
Alan, man, I'm sorry. My thoughts are
Yeah,
with you,
man.
and
I'm
prayers are
sorry to
with
hear
you
that,
too.
Alan.
Man,
Not good, man. Not good. I had
sorry.
like one of my best friends. It's a year anniversary from her grandmother passing. It sucks, man. It
And
really does suck.
and
Sorry, Alan.
today is Rashid's birthday.
Wow.
So it's kind
Wow.
of like a whammy right now. And this is about getting close to about the time we were down for Stewart's to repair the house, too, wasn't it? Was that June or
I
was that
don't know.
May?
Well, I think it was June. Yeah, it was June because I missed my son's high school graduation. Yeah, it was June.
Wow, so much stuff has happened so
Yeah.
quickly, man.
Sucks,
You
Alan.
got
I'm
to
sorry about
appreciate
that,
life.
buddy. Just remember, man, that you got to stay strong. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I've lost my parents. I've lost my brother. I've lost my grandparents. I have a small circle around me. So just love the ones that you have, my man.
Amen on that one.
Sucks.
So
Does.
today was interesting. It was like the traffic was hell going through Central Virginia with the rain and everything today. And it took me, I had to stop off at Culpeper and do a little punch list thing. But it took me about 5 hours to get here. So,
Wow.
yeah, there was a lot of stuff
Hey,
going on.
Stacy, how are you?
Well, actually, that's basically about half the time I'm going to be spending on Monday driving to Vermont. But I got
Sucks,
back
Alan.
and Dak Attack. Now, what's funny about Dak Attack is Dak Attack and Mark Holmes are now put into the same category. That we are just misinformation when it comes to Dak Prescott. That we are just Dak lovers and we're blinded and we're idiot and all that. So Dak Attack, if you're watching, sorry, bro, you're tied in with an old man. It
There
is
could
what
be
it
worse
is.
things to be tied down to. Dak Attack. You're good, man.
Well, here's
You're
where
good.
he was he's getting on the bandwagon.
What do you mean?
He's getting excited because he's looking at Tyler Guyton and saying, "My God, he's literally a
Who,
mountain."
Dak Attack?
Dak Attack. He's like,
Yeah. Well,
and Guyton has
listen.
been saying the right things, because you when you hear, "What's up, Chuck? How you doing?" Derek Young in the house, Taz,
Chuck in the house. What's up, man?
he's like, you think that maybe this is like the rebirth of the Great Wall of Dallas. You look at Tyler Guyton, his size, and here's the thing that I really and truly like. Now, there's no guarantee that anybody's going to be great. But one of the things that separates the guys that just have natural talent to the ones that become great is that desire to constantly work and get better. You could look at Chase Young, who came out and had all the talent in the world. And what I had heard from a lot of people, because he's in the D.C. area, is he didn't put in the work in the off season. Now, you can say what you want about Micah Parsons, but Micah Parsons is constantly out there trying to hone and work on his craft to get better and better and better. And when you start listening to Tyler Guyton, who got drafted, I believe he was in the Airbnb before we got back home.
Yeah, he went right across the street, right across from the star Duke Manyweather, who works with
Boom.
offensive linemen throughout the league who were trying to improve. He hit the ground running, and with Dallas's track record, I keep hearing whispers. Oh, Dak's going to get blindsided. Okay, you would think that
Worse than he go to.
You would think that we
Jason
would have a little
Peters.
bit of cachet when it comes to first-round offensive tackles. We've only drafted 4 previously, and all 4 have gone on to make the Pro Bowl. So maybe give us a little credit. Chuck, shout out to Chuck.
We got-
Haters will hate, but Mark Holmes will be great. Keep doing
shit.
it, my friend.
Woo, thank you on that one. We got Lady Libra in the house. We
What's
got
up,
Roland Review
lady?
in the house. We got Regina Green in the house. What's up, Jeff Lee in there? Big Spank Dog's in the house. David's in the house as well. Gina
Bang,
Dallas
Philadelphia.
Diva.
Ooh, that's a new
Gina
one.
Dallas Diva. I got to get in touch with you, or if you have my wife's number, because she wants to get a little something for you and use you and your beauty and all that stuff. So I'll get back in touch with you, Gina. It's a shirt. She's trying to do a shirt and stuff. But anyway, sorry, I digress. So hearing him going, and then Cooper Beebe. Now, I still say
Not yet, Chuck.
Cooper Beebe, man, I think he can at least be as good as Biotis to start the season. Yeah, am I crazy on that one?
No. Well, yeah, it's not saying much. I got news for you. Brock Hoffman, when Brock came in for I think 2 or 3 games, he was better than Biotis. And I'm not here to crap on Biotis, but that's just a fact.
Well, we can crap on him.
It'll be interesting. Sorry, I'm watching something. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out, because I will say this about Brock Hoffman: he's been there all off season. He's the one guy that
And he might not be ready to go. Yeah, we might have a real competition.
Yeah, but that's everybody's. Okay, like you drafted a backup. Now you can't look at it that way. BB is gonna play. He's gonna play. He could be a day one starter or guard now, but unfortunately, we got 2 Pro Bowlers there already.
Right.
So they're gonna give him a shot at center. And this leads into my thing for you, Mark. I don't know what you want to talk about, but you brought up Cooper Beebe. You named him the Juggernaut, and I've taken that and I've used a couple thumbnails with the Juggernaut. It's the perfect name, but
I mean, the way his shoulder pads, it's like
yeah. He's and between him and Tyler Guyton, they're like how good they are as far as fast and athletic and their footwork. Just like, do me a favor, Mark. When you get a chance, look at some of his tape, or some of his highlights when he gets to the second level.
Yeah,
my God, he's throwing linebackers all over the place.
You know, and here's what he reminded me of was a young Lyle Collins when he played guard. I don't know if you remember Lyle Collins, his second year, when he was literally running stride for stride with Zeke. He'd knock one guy out, then all of a sudden he was then boom to the next guy. He'd have 2 KO blocks. I remember in Seattle, one of them was against
he
Bobby
looks
White.
Better than Lyle did coming out. That's how good I think. But I mean, again, it's
early.
Yeah, but I just want people not to panic if he's not the starting center. I don't think Brock Hoffman is going anywhere, but this is my question to you. If Guyton is who we think he is, okay, and he's going to need help, people. It's not like he's not going to need help at times. He will. And if the Juggernaut is what he is, we did draft Nathan Thomas, I believe that's his name, and he's a he's a flex all up and down the line. Maybe we could trade it, one of these guys, like towards the end of camp. That's what I was saying about something that the Eagles do. They will do stuff like this. Howie Roseman, I need my GM, whoever it is, we know it's Steven, to maybe flip one of these offensive linemen for somebody, like a TJ Bass. What's TJ Bass going to do now?
Back up because you need those guys.
Right now, I know, but we drafted a guy. I'm saying if it all works out, eventually I would trade either Hoffman or Bass at some point.
Okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate here because I was sitting here. Now there's like, I don't know how I get all these notifications and stuff, but like heavy.com. I don't know what the hell is heavy.com.
I don't know what you're looking up.
They're always clickbait stories. Dallas Cowboys major move, or could be trading $60 million wide receiver, and it's like what? And so that's like, well, what are they talking about? And it's talking about trading Brandon Cooks. That the Cowboys,
that's crazy.
The Cowboys could be trading Brandon Cooks to get $8 million of cap space. It's like, hold the fuck up. Okay, let's stop right here. The Cowboys, everybody says the Cowboys need to get CD done and Dak Prescott because they need cap money. Okay. They've signed all their rookies, all 12 undrafted rookie free agents. They've signed everybody except, I think, Nealon, right? Right?
Yeah, everybody but Marshawn Nealon.
In 3 weeks from now, they get $9.5 million. At the current rate, the Cowboys don't actually have to spend any money because, they're not going to. Right?
Right.
Because the players they'll sign in free agency will be about $1 million cap hit apiece, and they're not signing 10 guys. So
OBJ is gone already, Joe Mannix. He's signed with Miami.
Listen, OBJ had a worse season than Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks had better numbers. Believe it or not. Ripley's, believe it or not. And see, that's one of those name players.
Correct, Chuck.
That's one of those name players that people, man, we got to get Odell Beckham Jr. Sorry. Even the Super Bowl year with the Rams, he had a couple of good playoff games, but he had only like about 450 yards in the season. He hasn't been a major guy. He's been a piece guy on there. I'm not going to say it wouldn't help us to have him. He'd definitely be better than Michael Gallup, but quite frankly,
That's why. Yeah,
he
that's
ain't
why I
got that
was
many
okay.
numbers. Not for
That's why I
15
was
million that
okay
he got
with
paid
Zay
last
Jones.
year.
And, Zay Jones would have came in here and he would have been a better insurance policy as a number 3 than as much as I like Tolbert and Brooks. He's less of a gamble. He would have came in, but it was by no means any money involved in it. He signed a little. He signed for
4.5, or was it 3.5?
4.5 mil potentially. He'd have to meet all the bonuses. He probably got a little over 2 mil, maybe 3 mil, and then with some bonus money. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it, but okay. At this point, we need to worry about our young people. Head into camp, sharpen them up, and head into the season and see where we're at. If we should suffer an injury in the backfield or in the receiver core, then you're going to have to invest. There's going to be a team out there that's got a veteran that's really good, that's out of it at some point. You'll be able to get players, but we have the draft capital to do it. I think what they're going to do with this extra money, Mark, is roll it into one of these contracts.
Well, the thing is, okay, and this is the thing, it's like, what would make more sense to trade Brandon Cooks to get $8 million and now have a bigger hole at wide receiver?
No, not at all.
Or get CeeDee Lamb's contract done and get $10 million.
Right.
If you really want to spend money, and this goes back to my question to you, is if you're talking about trading Brock Hoffman or one of the, what are you expecting to get back?
That's not about money. That's it. Like TJ Bass is a starting guard in this league. So and he has flex to play center. I'm not saying get rid of him. I'm saying if it all plays out, and let's say that the juggernaut is who we think we are, then you keep Brock Hoffman as the backup center, and then when Zach Martin retires, you could slide the juggernaut over there if you want. Regardless, you're good. I'm saying if TJ Bass might potentially be a guy where you get towards the end of camp and let's say we're heavy at one spot, but we're light. Let's say we suffer an injury in the backfield or, whatever, or we're D lineman or veteran D lineman. A guy like TJ Bass has a lot of value.
30 Sanchez.
So maybe you flip him in that point. I'm not saying I want to trade him, but you figure we did draft 2 more offensive linemen, Mark. So it's like
premium picks.
There's a lot of guys in that room. So if it all pans out, which it never does, but if 9 out of 10 things happen and everything's looking good, you may be able to get a veteran D tackle or somebody that's a little heavy in that spot, and maybe they suffer an injury at a guard position, and they're looking at TJ Bass. Everybody in the league is wondering how the hell Dallas ended up with TJ Bass last year, how he went undrafted. And he played last year in he was our most productive rookie last year, and he wasn't drafted, people.
Right.
So I'm just saying that's a potential. But I had a question for you. I think I know where you're going to land, but, it seems like to me that Jonathan Ridgeway – it didn't seem like Quinn fell in love with him. It didn't seem like Quinn liked him. Am I reading that wrong? Because he was put on the practice squad. He didn't like him enough to say, yo.
That is still it's not just John Ridgeway. It's just fat guys.
But I mean, am I right? Why don't we do this? Okay, we used a 5th round pick this year to trade up last year to get Eric Scott Jr., who didn't get on the field because Dan Quinn loved him so much. Why don't we pick up the phone during camp and say, yeah, we'll give you Eric Scott, especially after you're getting Kalen Carson. We re-signed Jordan Lewis. We potentially will bring back Gilmore. We got Diggs. We got Bland. We're loaded. Say, yeah, Eric Scott Jr., we'll give you Eric Scott Jr. You loved him so much. You made a 5th round pick in the 2023 draft, or this past year's draft, and we want John Ridgeway back. The one guy that you didn't want. That would help them, and that would help us with our D line, right?
It would tremendously help. That was
one
one
of
those
great.
ones. Let me pull this up, Jonathan.
I mean, I just don't know who whose idea was it to let John Ridgway go on the practice squad? To me, Dan Quinn had to have a say in it. He's the defensive coordinator. He didn't care if he lost him. And Eric Scott couldn't get on the field for us. And if Dan Quinn loves him so much, there you go, flip him. You don't like Ridgway, we know that.
Let me put it this way. Ridgway had 32 tackles last year. The exact same that Hankins had.
Right.
I don't know what it was. Okay, I think
What's up,
philosophically it was Dan Quinn likes his sleek, long length guys that can rush the passer. Quentin Bohannon was always in his doghouse. John Ridgway, and then of course Mozzie lose weight. His whole focus was we're going to get to the quarterback and we're going to force him into mistakes and we're going to get takeaways, which they were fantastic at. They were great at getting sacks. They were great at getting interceptions. The problem is with those guys, and you start thinking about, the only one that was really over 300 was Mozzie, first part of the season, and Hankins. Yeah. Osa and Digazoo was like 285. You think a D-Law is like 270 maybe, and he's really kind of skinny. Everybody was fast at getting up the field. Dante Fowler, again, you did not have the big guys in the middle, and then when we ended up not having any linebackers, we were just too light. That shit has changed with Mike Zimmer, and I wish we still had John Ridgway because John Ridgway is a very good nose guy. Now, I'm happy that Mozzie, I don't know what kind of diet Mozzie was on during the season. I'd like to know what that was.
He's eating a lot of Mexican right now.
Well, he's I think, 333.
Lou Branch.
He's put on
They
like
be
40
really
pounds.
talking like they're going to one's wheeling and dealing for the Cowboys. That's what we're doing, Lou. We talk about what makes sense, right? Let me in charge for a little bit. I think that's a move that, who would make that move? Howie Roseman would make that move. He would go to the coach who wanted Eric Scott Jr. and trade him to him and get back your D tackle that he didn't want. It's just too easy for me. I don't know if the Cowboys would do it. Who the hell knows? I'm just saying that's an easy one. You have a relationship with your old coach. He took half of your players from you.
Well, Lou Branch says, I don't believe I've seen so many one-year deals unless it's a team that's rebuilding. No. This is, guys, we had 28, I want to say in 21. I think we had 28 free agents. We actually had less this year than we typically do. And most teams turn over, I think it's about 40% of the roster.
Yes.
Every year. Okay? And when we go through, that's what the Cowboys do, because here's the advantage for the Cowboys, and what they do is, because they are veterans.
Get me in there, Lou.
There's a way of, I forgot what you call it, but basically on the books, you are paying them basically the veteran minimum. They're getting like an extra $500,000 actually in their pocket. So they're getting like $1.5 million, $2 million, but you're only getting like $900,000. And when you are a player like Dante Fowler, for example, Dante Fowler, when he left Atlanta, people looked at him and said, oh, he's done, man. Why are you signing this bum? He ends up being productive for us for 2 seasons. He gets a nice contract going to Washington. So the advantage of coming to Dallas is you're going to get seen. You're going to get notoriety, and it's the opportunity. Think about Randall Cobb. Remember how Randall Cobb, I think in 2014, he had like 1,200-yard season. And then it was like Michael Gallup. It was like 800. Then it was like 600,
and then
400, 400.
And then who came along and
He came here, had almost a 900-yard season, got a $25 million contract to go to Houston. And didn't do shit with Deshaun Watson, and then goes back to Aaron Rodgers, and he's like a 300-yard per year guy now. So that's the advantage for the player. Hey, I signed a 1-year deal. I play real well, I'm going to get a fat contract someplace else. So don't take so much out of this, they're rebuilding. Here's the thing. I'll tell you what. If they're rebuilding, then they've been rebuilding pretty much every year. Because 2021, Amari Cooper, Cedric Wilson, La'el Collins, and Connor Williams, Randy Gregory, those are guys that you let go out that were major pieces on your roster. Was that a rebuild?
Let me know the last guy we lost that has come back to hurt us. I'll wait. I'm not saying there's not a player. I mean, who do we let? I mean, you can't say D Ware. That was a cost saving measure, and he went to a team that was really close to winning a Super Bowl, and he had a couple good years. But who have we lost, Mark, over the last few years? Oh my God, that's why you guys lost us. No,
I mean,
normally,
you've seen guys like Damian Wilson that go to Kansas City and got a ring and were a good
they
part
were
of the
a
defense.
part of it. Something they weren't.
There weren't, for the most part. And here's the thing that's really kind of crazy: for as much as people say Dak is whack, Dak sucks. Look at all the receivers that have left the Cowboys, with the exception of Amari Cooper. Ain't none of them.
They haven't gone on
usually
to great things, right?
Alan
Cedric
Wilson, Terrence Williams. These are guys that played well here. Brad Harris supporting the Godfather in his channel. Shout out to Brad Harris.
Shout out to Brad, man.
Shoo. Love it, Brad. And actually, I have to give a shout out to Shane Olenhood, I think it is, Ronald Johnson, Mr. Johnson, and Randy Massey, because they have purchased the bricks with their names on them.
True that.
For the walkway here, where we're trying to get the house registered for the on the National Registry of Historic Places. So
100%, Calvin Jefferson, 100%.
All right, so back to Mozzie. I am hyped on actually Mozzie getting his size back and gonna be just a nose. We need you to do the one thing. We want you to eat a center and hold the line. That's it. Just eat it. Just that. Look.
Yeah.
Just bear hug him and don't give up any ground. You got one job. It's not rushing the passer. I don't need you to rush the passer.
And once you get comfortable doing that, then maybe we'll let you do something else. But let's do that first.
Then push the center back a yard. That's all I need.
That's what I mean.
You do that, we are golden. Now, that is still where I would like to get some more beef. Osa and Digizua right now and Mozzie are penciled in as our starters.
It would work out for both teams. Yeah. Bring back Ridgeway. That would be great. Rolando Rodriguez marking game time. What's up from South Texas? It's called Vested Veterans when they play for 3 to 5 years. Cheers.
That's it.
Go
Vested
Cowboys.
Veterans. Thank you. And that's one of the reasons why they like to sign him.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Rolando.
that. I'm hanging in there, Alan. It's really an emotional situation. Gina, what's going on? I know you just buried your dad last week, and I know it's hard. Boy, we've had a lot of tragedies lately.
It's never good, Gina. I'm really sorry. That sucks. So sorry. And unfortunately, the longer we live, the more we see people around us. That's why we're praying for Randy. It's just crazy. I just mailed him a shirt a couple days ago, and he texted me, and he got his shirt, and he said how he loved it, and 2 days later he's in a head-on collision on a major freeway. So you never know, but let's hope that the people. Let's hope Randy pulls through, and I'm really sorry, Alan and Gina. My condolences, but. Just remember, just be around people and just you have to move forward.
All right.
That's all.
I'm getting cussed out here, so I got to make sure I get this real quick.
I'm burning for you.
Oh, there it is.
Lola's. Yeah, I have to go. It won't load up onto my Stream Deck. I have to go. Into my files to get it for you. I got it for you, Lola.
I got nowhere else to go.
And also, Curtis, while you got it there, Alan Williams lost a loved one as well. So definitely keep him in there as well. We had his memorial yesterday, Mark, his final resting place. We'll be back home in Texas. Man, I'm sorry. I thought it was last week, Gina. This is kind of like a rough time of year.
Yeah, it's a rough time of year. It's never a good time, but it seems like everything's coming at once. Lola, wow.
Shout out to Lola. Miss Hot Sauce burning it up. All right, so our rookies thus far are making us feel good. Now, Bill Parcells said, hold off on the anointing oil. How do you feel about Nealon getting Randy Gregory's number.
Yeah. I don't like it.
Did I say Randy Gregory's number? He made it famous,
Randy
didn't
Gregory. He? Yeah. We know what you mean. Randy Gregory, DeMarcus Ware, whoever.
Charles Haley.
Charles Haley. I don't know. What's everybody in the chat think? I don't like it. He didn't get a chance to pick his number. I'm not saying he's complaining about it, but they assigned him a number, just like CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb wanted number 10 coming out of college.
He didn't want the 80.
He didn't want that smoke, and there's nothing wrong with that. Can we let people carve their own path, for crying out loud? I mean,
I'm with you on
that. Know, it's just, I don't know. It's just annoying to me. I love the number 88 and I love the number 94, but let the player pick. Why are we going here, Jerry?
Well, to me, it puts up the expectations that this is the next. And this is one of those things. I get it. The Cowboys are about selling
Antonio
jerseys.
Bryant. Remember that shit? They did it with him.
With the 88, Did not do too good with that. But the Cowboys, they don't retire numbers, and it's something about that kind of hits me the wrong way. I get it. You're about selling numbers, trying to sell the hype. Oh, that Randy Gregory, he's just like Charles Haley. Well, I can say Charles did like the weed too, but that was a little different story. We'll talk about that one another time. But be that as it may, I think it puts too much pressure on the player coming out to, be compared to that person. I know I'm the youngest of having 3 brothers and things.
Lola, he lives in Kansas City, Lola.
And when you have the expectation, I went to high school, everybody's like, oh, you're going to be a linebacker like your brother Greg? You're going to run hurdles like your brother? Right. And it's like, oh, you're Rondo's brother. No, I'm Mark. I'm Mark, okay? I'm not their little, I'm Mark. And that kind of bothered me.
Alan Williams, thank you for all the condolences. I got you. Here's my thing. If a player comes in and says, hey, I want to be number 94, then let him be 94. Maybe he's not comfortable. You ever hear the term, you look good, you feel good? Mental part of the game. Some guys, want to do what they want to do. To force a player into a number, I'm not saying they had to force him, but they gave him the number, but yet we can't take 0 and give it to Overshown because friggin' Rowdy has it. You know what? God, man, it's like the stupid things, and this comes with if we were winning. I wouldn't give a shit.
Rowdy has been key to our success since 1996.
Yeah,
we got to make sure that he's a 0 out there because that's his effect on the field. He's going to
be auctioned off. I'm getting rid of him.
What, Rowdy?
I got a Rowdy bobblehead. I need to get out of my house.
I've got a Rowdy pillow that I bought in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that needs to go or burn it. You need to have you give it to me, and I'll burn it and have a ceremony with the mystic out back in the beach pit.
Man.
So they didn't retire them. They will just never use again. Chuck, you know what's funny? I found a YouTube channel. I don't have it right now, but it's a guy who it's a channel, and I don't know how he don't get copyrighted. Maybe he does, and he doesn't care. I don't know. He restores old game tape, and I watched the Dallas Rams game. Okay, I watched the Dallas Rams 1978 in the NFC Championship. That's where we went on to lose to the Steelers, I guess.
Yeah.
I used to love the Cowboys' old numbers. You see how they had the Tony Dorsett has the block at the end of it. Everything had the block at the end. Now everything is like cookie cutter. All the numbers in the league are all the same. Did you notice that? It's like the NFL stinks. No, not that one, Chuck. I bought that a bobblehead. The
NFL stinks. Well, here's where
my wife got that
not
one
to
for
change
me,
the
Chuck.
subject a little bit here. This is where it gets to be a little bit crazy. Would you believe that they are estimating by 2026 that YouTube TV will surpass all cable?
Wow, that's crazy. And that reminds me, I haven't done it yet. I need to get my NFL ticket.
It's $100 off if you're like re-signing up early or something or other.
Yeah. Who was it that was talking about it? somebody was talking about. Oh, I was watching Jeff Kavanaugh and Brian Broaddus, and I didn't know how to take it. Yeah, because Jeff Kavanaugh got fired from his other radio gig, and I was watching
Is that recently?
him. And yeah, so now he's doing a lot of YouTube content. Yeah, they all come back to the YouTube and they get fired from their job, you know. And I like Jeff. Don't get me wrong. I really like Jeff.
So this
I
is
think
like a
he's very
part-time
nice.
job, right?
Well, and then he
this
goes,
is what
"Well,
I do
I'm
when I'm waiting for
Well,
my
this
real
is what
job.
he said. This goes to the whole training camp thing. He goes, well, I'm going to go to camp. I'm going to go there every day. And he goes, I'm going to try and get to the places, but I'll probably get kicked out. He goes, I'll probably be kicked out and be put where the YouTubers go. And
See,
I took that as a
that's like in your mama's basement.
and that's one thing about going to camp. You know, I would like to go, but if it's going to be like that, I don't know, man. Is that how we get treated out there, like second-class citizens?
But you know what's funny though? I'm gonna do.
And I don't know if you meant it like that, but I took it as I was thinking of Sean Sharif. Oh, well, they don't have credentials. You know, they're over in that area with the YouTubers. And I'm like, Jesus, there's more people who watch us than watch friggin' ESPN.
Here's what's interesting. See, and I you know what? I have no problem with people, you know, doing their thing and being great. I don't complain. You know, I have never. Let me be clear here, because I have all the trolls out there that say you could never work for ESPN. Well, ESPN is kind of like folding up shop slowly but surely. Okay,
exactly.
And I would not want to have to wear a suit. I could not read a teleprompter. Okay, I am me, and I enjoy exactly what I do. If I've got 5 people watching, that's cool, because what I do here, Brian, you are a lifetime friend. We can stop doing YouTube right now. You will always be a friend of mine.
I would hope so. I probably wouldn't hear from him again.
The things that
everybody.
I do, to be able to sit in my house right here, or in Springfield, or to be under the house and doing videos, I am ecstatic about doing it. And
yeah, I enjoyed it. Like, I was so happy that my shit worked today that I was like, I was on cloud 9. I had a bunch of people on the Zoom call. I wasn't crashing. I was like, wow, this is good. You know, I didn't care that, it was just nice. I enjoy doing it. So, and then we started.
Here's the thing for
JoJo, you didn't email me. Email me.
Here's the thing, when you work for 105 The Fan, you're going to something that's already established. They got a studio. They got the equipment. They got the lighting. They got somebody who understands how to work the board and everything, right? They probably have an agenda that, or an outline of what they want you to talk about. You just show up and you do your thing, right?
They
Here
go,
on
okay,
YouTube,
Mark, you are Dak. Brian, you are anti-Dak. Okay, and action.
Right. And every piece of equipment that is here, that is broadcasting, I had to go out and pay. Every piece out here, I had to figure out how to use, right?
Exactly.
For us to do this and to get people to watch, it's pretty amazing. The funny thing is people figure it's just YouTube. All I have to do, because I'm a celebrity, is show up.
You know what kind of stress I get under, Mark, when my shit starts going haywire, and I'm not getting any help from the peanut gallery that's surrounded me.
Yeah,
they're looking at me like, it's you. I don't know what to do.
Right? Yeah. The dog.
And I got all these people in here, and I'm like, it's poor with the internet. And it's very frustrating. It's not easy. We do everything.
Here, let me make you feel
writing.
better.
I'm writing friggin' names down on a ticket. Thank God I have other people in with me, because I can't talk and write at the same time. It seems like
I do
everything
that.
comes to a stop.
Well, here's what's funny. Okay, I don't think I'm that attractive. I'm not eye candy. I know it's hard to believe.
Welcome to the club. Cheers.
But thirsty ladies aren't watching the channel because they want to see me.
Come on, football is
anything,
sexy, isn't it?
But here we have Joy Taylor, who is she's eye candy with her partner and stuff. They've come to YouTube. They've come to. I want to play a little bit of their podcast today here, because anybody can just do YouTube. Okay, let's listen to a little bit of it.
Sex, you actually
They're talking about sex.
And hear me out, because
hear me out.
Going about the earth, people are always talking to me now, thankfully, because they're watching and enjoying our show.
Are they?
about
Are they
what
really
I think
enjoying?
about certain conversations and certain hypotheticals and, what would I do if my man did this or that? And, just thoughts about things. And it
Thoughts about
comes down a
things.
lot to men and having sex and how much sex men have, and women and they're cheating or like sneaking, like having creeps. And I just think about it and I think about how much sex I turn down.
Oh my God.
Sex is easy for me to get. Like I could have sex every 15 minutes with a different person. I could have
every
a
15
schedule
minutes
with my assistant, and for the entirety of the year, I could probably have sex for the rest of the year. I don't know if everyone's having sex. I don't think so. I think it's cap. It's everyone out here talking about they do this.
Okay, so if you're a thirsty guy, right? You figure that they will want to watch. Oh my God, Joy Taylor. She's on Speak and everything else. She used to be on the Colin Cowherd show, so she's coming to YouTube, and of course she'll be a success. And that video's been up for an hour and it's got 75 views.
Yeah, well, that's about a waste of listen, she spends her time talking stupid on what to speak. Is that what she's on? And now she's got. I mean, I'm really shocked that they're even allowing her to have a YouTube channel and not even be. You would think they would want it to be a little more professional. I mean, that's just kind of.
It's too.
That's
personal.
what you're talking about.
That's yeah. Well, yeah. The show's called Too Personal.
Okay. Well, again.
Okay. But
whatever.
The thing is
that's why there's only 75 people in there. You should have 75. You could have 75 people just leaving your camera on a pork shoulder for 12 hours. You get 75 views.
Yeah, actually.
I'm talking about in like a half hour. I mean,
just and I'm not even just looking at the pork shoulder.
Again, whatever.
But that's the thing that
they'd rather watch a pork shoulder than you, Joy. And nothing against Joy, but come on, man, you got to bring something to the table. You're just making yourself look worse for your ESPN or your Fox, I guess, right? The Fox gig.
30 Sanchez. She's probably had more than 75 in there. Come on, man. Oh, Lord. I just can't. But no, here's my thing, okay? I'm not going to disrespect somebody else for their gig.
Nobody's saying they're not pretty, Xavier.
Okay? And this is the thing that if you have to step on me and try and belittle me to make yourself relevant, that's what you're trying to do. Oh, I guess I'll get kicked out and have to go sit over there with the poor people, the YouTubers.
He brought it up, Clouds Coffee.
Like, what the hell is that, dude?
I didn't see it. Mark was obviously had his notification bell on.
What's that?
The Joy Taylor stuff.
No, actually,
Clouds Coffee.
the reason. Actually, I'll be honest with you. I didn't know that she had actually a channel. See, the channel's been up for like 2 months, and it immediately hit like 9,000 subscribers. And, when she first started. But then if you go to Social Blade, you can watch and track the numbers. And they've literally gone off a cliff. So her daily average is like 700 views. And I'm kind of like, what's your Joy Taylor? And so.
Yeah, exactly. You think you would get 700 views in an hour.
I did not sub to her. I am not subbed. Trust me.
Yeah, he has his notification bells on.
The reason why I even knew about it was because Dak Attack actually popped it up and did a video about it the day before yesterday. I was like, she's got a channel, so I went up to it and said, "I'll be damned," and looked at the numbers, and I was like, "I'll be damned." It's like, boy, you know what? Actually, I think Frank has higher numbers. Okay. I'm just saying, but that's not to say.
Lola,
you know what? She might get the Mark Holmes boost right now that everybody's going to go over there and check it out. So if she gets like a spike, Joy, you owe me. You owe me in the Joe Boo Sports Report. Okay, so moving right along on, we've had our comic relief. I think Mark might want some. Oh, hell no. You know what? I have the most wonderful woman in the world right downstairs, and that's enough for me. That is more than enough for me. I'm good, okay? 21 years together, I know when to duck, when to swing, and when to hold. So I'm not trying to break in anybody new. Live, win, lose, or draw, that's it for me. I'm done. All right, so back to the Cowboys. After the season of our off-season of our discontent, where we have literally killed the Cowboys, back to Dak Attack, who's trying to get back on the bandwagon and saying, maybe this team isn't that bad. Where do you feel right now? Do you feel like?
Well, I said earlier on my live, I actually, I feel as good as I have felt in a while now. Like obviously there's not many of the guys I wanted back. I wanted Hankins back. I wanted Gilmore back, but Gilmore, nobody's really knocking down his wall.
I still think he's going to be back.
Yeah, and he could be back. I think he will too. But again, it's not. We have a crowded room there, so it's not like we have to have him back. I feel good about our draft picks. They're just the one draft pick. It's. I mean, these players are forever going to be linked. It's Marist, Leah Fowl, the linebacker out of Notre Dame. We took him. And we didn't take Marshawn Lloyd or Jalen Wright, the running backs. So those three players are going to be linked up forever because they went right after, that. So other than that, I like what they did. I'm happy they were able to get their left tackle. They were able to get Cooper Beebe. Just remember, people, by trading down 5 places, they got 2 starters.
That is unbelievable.
That's what it's about. I've been saying it, and I would tell Mark, I want to trade down. I want to trade down. Why? Because that's why. Now you see it. I'm glad it happens. Now let's hope that these players pan out. But the hard work as far as like acquiring the talent is done. Now the players themselves have to put in the work. But I feel good, man. Again, we go into the year where, if we need a move, we can go get a move. They obviously realized they needed the running back, Mark, because they brought in a lot of running backs before the draft. They brought in a lot. So that tells you where their mind was. Now, we got Zeke. I think you're going to be happy. I think they're going to run a lot of 12 personnel this year. Do you think I'm wrong or what?
I think so. Yeah.
Because they got that Brevin Span Ford, that 6'6" tight end. When you get a chance, watch his tape. It is it's nuts. So, yes. So I think they're going to be running some 12 personnel. And then I had somebody say, what's the matter? You don't like Peyton? Or no, I think it was Mark Hutchton. He said, what's wrong with Peyton Hendershot? He's going to be lucky to make this team. He may be another guy that we can flip for somebody. We got that John Stevens Jr. coming back who was having a killer camp. Luke Schoonmaker, Ferguson, and now this 6'6" beast who can block and catch. I think our tight ends are going to be real sweet. So I'm excited. Long story short.
Well, and we have a bunch of guys too, like Fiocco.
Yes. We don't know about him, but I'm excited for
that
it.
we were really excited about last year.
Yeah.
And didn't, get a chance to see him, of course, playing.
Yeah, he's a DN too, linebacker / DN, which I think. Yeah, Xavier Del Rio, exactly. Span Ford is one of the best blocking tight ends in college, and just watch some of his footwork and his catches over the middle. It is scary how good he is. So the fact that he wasn't drafted, you watch.
Now this is what's this for everybody that's all the talking heads out there that are like, oh, the Cowboys, they ain't got no money, they're broke. You know what the cap hit is for Tyler Guyton for this year?
I don't.
Guess.
What is it?
It's a
guess.
It's a 4-year, $13 million deal.
Okay.
His cap number.
Probably $3 million, $4 million. I don't know.
795,000.
Okay. I don't.
That's
first
it.
round pick. I'm surprised.
That's his cap number for this year because.
Okay.
His cap number is $759 million. We have everybody signed right now. Okay, wait for it.
Except Nealand, right?
We still have $3.8 million of cap space left,
and we get what
9.5 June 1st.
So that'll bring us to 12.
No, that gets you to 14.
All right,
14.3.
Okay, so that'll put us to 14.3, and then once CD gets signed, how much are you going to get back to that?
Probably
how
10.
Much so that's 24. That's why that's why I'm saying we may use some of that to roll that into somebody else's contract.
Right?
They're not gonna. Yeah. They always spend it. They just a matter of how they spend.
Yeah, right. So, and if you think about like
You know
Dak,
what I
if
mean?
they
Like,
do
put
Dak's
more on
contract,
this.
and if you don't use it this year, you can roll it into next year's. So you have that money next year. And
Twiz has got a good question. AJ Brown's is $5 million. What's CDs?
CDs right now is 17, but
17. Bang.
17.8 at the moment. But yes, it is. But you guys do have a ticking time bomb there, Twiz. Next year you've got like I think 11 or 12.
Wait. Hold up. Cow bums suck. I'm surprised you let them go this long, Brad Harris. Kenyon Mitchell owns Dak. Kenyon Mitchell hasn't played it down in the league. What are you talking about? Kenyon Mitchell has enough on his shoulders. Okay, like I don't want to crap on the guy. I liked him. He was my best rated, but I also loved Mo Claiborne, and we traded up into the number 6 overall in the draft out of LSU at LSU.
God, first and a second.
Kenyon Mitchell played at Toledo, was in the Senior Bowl, and and a lot of NFL scouts were like, he looks average now when he's playing against talent, more like his own talent. Mm-hmm. He may be a great player, but he ain't going to come in year one. That's not how it works with the D-backs.
I honestly believe that the Eagles
slow it down a little bit.
I get the metal pipe at the knees on Wednesdays now.
I know.
It's all good. You know what? It's all good because I'm gonna bide my time, and when the Cowboys beat them, I'm gonna beat them over the head, man. Oh, it's gonna be so much.
But when
I just come in there,
says he don't mind Philly saying it, but when you say it, it sounds dirty.
Shout out! Let me say, shout out to you because I did not know that he had Jalen Hurts at 16.
Yeah, 15 or 16 and Dak at 6. Yeah, I missed what? Did you ask him about it?
Yeah, well, no. So he was going through. He's like, okay, I'm going to ask you guys 2 questions, okay? Who's got the better owner, okay? And stuff like that. And I said, well, if it's about making money, you got to take Jerry Jones.
Yeah, I did see that part.
Okay. And so it came up and he said, who's the better quarterback, Dak Prescott or Jalen Hurts?
Couldn't answer.
And I said, I'm going to take an expert out there whose opinion I value very, very well, who actually rates Jalen Hurts at 15 and Dak Prescott at 6.
I got back to the post office.
He just literally just started cracking up. He couldn't speak.
Well,
I said, well, what do you think about that? Threw his own shit at him. So that was really good.
This is what it's all fun and games. We could all joke, but some Eagle fans take it way too serious. It's as far as Dak and Jalen. The bottom line is, whether you like it or not, Dak's a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. Mm-hmm. Now, that don't mean shit as far as playoffs. It don't. I'm just telling you, he's a better passer of the football. That's everybody will tell you that. Now, what I will say is, and I said it today on my live stream, I'm a little concerned as a Cowboy fan because Kellen Moore's doing the right thing with Jalen Hurts. You know what he's doing in practice? A little birdie was telling me.
What's that?
They are working the read option over and over and over, just getting the timing down between him and Saquon Barkley. That's going to be tough to stop. Holding the ball, holding the ball.
It ain't no party unless it's a Walker Wade party, and then Walker Wade don't stop. What's up, Walker? Yeah. So we're actually at the point where
ran through at the Senior Bowl. I didn't hear about that, but I'll take your word for it. I'm just saying, Twiz, when you I have to respond to a comment that Kenyon Mitchell owns Dak, Twiz, you don't need to respond with Guyton. That was a dumbass comment.
Bowl,
that was yeah, he's back. He's back. Here's another one.
Okay.
So, that's all I was saying. It's like stupid comments I have to address. But yeah, anyway, they're working with the read option. So that means Jalen Hurts is under center. He's coming back and he's holding the ball, or he's in this, he's holding the ball. It's going to be tough on a defense to decide whether to stay with Saquon or you go after. That's what they need to do. That's what kind of quarterback he's going to excel at. Last year, Jalen threw the ball 108 more times in the pocket, and it didn't go so well. He needs to be read option. quarterback. That's him.
That just reminded me of a conversation I had, and I want to say it was after RG3's rookie season.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally
East Side. Listen to this, East Side.
It was literally where I could have dropped the mic on my life and said, "I've lived a wonderful life," because I was taking, and people are going to say, "You're full of shit. You're a liar. It never happened." I was driving Roger Staubach back to his hotel from the Pro Football Hall of Fame after meeting with him and Franco Harris. They were doing a spot for United Way. And this was after RG3's rookie season. And we were talking about the pistol offense and things. And he's like, man, and he said, what do you think about the pistol offense and stuff and things? I said, all you really need to do is, I said, when the quarterback comes around that corner one time, if you just really jack him up, that'll be the end of that thing. And RG3, of course, messed up his knee, and he was never the same after that. But that's the thing. You hit that guy real good. And we know that he was never on the injury report. And now, of course, people are trying to say, well, he was injured last year. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. So, whoa. So, wait a minute. You guys are going to give him quarter and say he was injured. And my guy broke his thumb, and nobody gave him any, right? You let him come around that corner and let Micah Parsons jack him up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Because that's what you need. And as far as Micah goes, when you look at the numbers of what he's done thus far in his career, and people still say he's a bum, get rid of him. I said, what you have to understand is you can't have just one guy. If you have one great guy, you can scheme against him. And when we've gotten in a situation where we can't stop the run, you got to have a guy on the other side that's taking up the slack. Dorrance Armstrong, people will say, oh my God, Dorrance Armstrong, he was incredible. He got 8.5 sacks and stuff. If you got Micah Parsons on the other side that's getting double and triple teamed, you should be over there feasting. You should be getting more than 8.5 sacks. That means I'm getting single coverage pretty much every time. Right?
Yeah.
So you need that guy over there. I don't know if it's going to be Fiocco. I don't know if it's going to be Nealon.
You got Golston.
I don't know if it's going to be Sam Williams. But I need somebody over there to be a beast because, people will say, well, look, DeMarcus Ware, he went to Denver. They won a Super Bowl. But they had Von Miller on the other side. And see, that's the thing. When you got two great guys coming at you, look, one of us is going to eat today. One of us is going to be the decoy. And that's what you have to have. You can't have just one great guy. If you had just Lawrence Taylor and didn't have Carl Banks on the other side, Lawrence wouldn't have been as great as he was. You have to have other guys out there to get the attention. And that's where I feel good that we do. Mark is a name slaughterer. Okay, well, Glimmerman, I'm a butcher. It's a butcher.
I didn't mean to bring up Dak versus. I'm just making a statement. I think that what they're doing early on is the right thing for Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts needs to be a read option guy. That's the only way he can be successful, in my opinion.
You want to hear a funny one? I have gotten more shit from Eagle fans. In fact, a guy will emailing me because when I did the Wild World of Sports little clip of Micah Parsons, and I used for the agony of defeat, Jalen Hurts getting up off the ground injured. Everybody, oh, you're just wishing for injuries. You're a piece of shit. I was like, wait a minute. Aren't y'all the people that were cheering Michael Irvin breaking his freaking neck on the field? What's wrong with you people? Seriously?
There were some, but I was in the stadium that day. I mean, I can't say that they all weren't booing, but most of them were booing Dion. But I hear you. They would be happy. See, to me, I'm happy when I play a healthy team. If we lose, we lose. I want to beat a team at their best. That's not always the case with some fans. I'll leave it at that. They like the fact beating up on the second and third string QBs. It is what it is. Nothing surprises me. So are we going to the Eagle game or what? I'm getting a lot of requests. We got to come to the Eagle game. I'm like, well, if Leo's involved, maybe we could get it together. I'll go.
Well,
I've
here's
been
what
there many times. I don't. It's
don't know
not that bad.
if you saw the bet that I was making.
I saw something.
Okay, so a couple of things. I said if the Cowboys win the first game, then we have to have Michael Irvin on. So me and Michael Irvin can tag team them.
Yeah.
And I said if we sweep you, we got to get Stephen Jones on. And I worked on getting, and Dan said he'll actually meet me in Dallas for a game.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so right there. And we're working on, depending on the schedule, Philly 500, me and him may be there. And they're saying that the radio station might want to mic us up.
It's not.
That would be, well, I don't know if it'd be like a pig roast because they might sacrifice Marco.
Yeah.
They'll roast my ass up in there. So the way this thing is kind of building and the numbers that they're getting from that, I know we're not eye candy like Joy Taylor or anything like that. Trust me, we're three fat guys, three old fat guys and stuff. But we'll probably do something. So maybe I need to get some armor. Some bulletproof armor to go to Philly?
Nah, you'll be all right. You'll be fine. What's the matter, Curtis? What happened, buddy? What's going on in the chat all of a sudden?
Be kind, everyone, and respectful in the chat. Cowgirls ain't no NFC champion in 23 years. Okay. That's another thing that always gets me, too, is San Francisco 49er fans. You beat us. You beat us in the playoffs. I can't deny that, but your Super Bowl winning drought is longer than ours, so there's that. And, before we get ready to get out of here, what do you think about Jerry Jones allegedly trying to get San Francisco opening night?
I heard something about that. Why? If I had to play them, I'd rather play them early than late. So I'm good with that. Jerry don't give a crap. He's got to play them.
He wants the
I actually
numbers.
like it. I like it.
I kind of like the idea of saying, okay, for everybody that says the Cowboys are going to be ass, this kind of puts the players on blast to have something to look forward to start the season. And if you can go there and beat them, that sets the tone for the season. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's why I said I'd rather play them week one. I mean, like, what's your thought on Christmas Day being on a Wednesday? Christmas is on a Wednesday. They're playing football.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. That's why the schedule is so late this year.
Well, wait till they add an 18th game.
Yeah, well, I think they need to add a second bye week. That's what I'm looking at, but hopefully they do it. We'll see if they do it. Add a second.
We had the Friday game. We had a Wednesday game. Why did we have a Wednesday game this year? Didn't we have one Wednesday? I think the only day we haven't had one is a Tuesday. Somebody was postponed because of what? Was it Buffalo?
Let's go, Walker Wade.
Okay, Walker. All right. Maybe
it
if
might
we
have
have a
been
big
Buffalo.
enough group. If we have a big enough group, maybe.
Well, I know there's a lot of Cowboy fans always go there, so it's not a big deal. It really is.
Maybe we can see if we can get like a block of tickets, okay? And I'll be in the middle. Protect me.
Yeah,
okay?
I'll be far away from you.
Hopefully, I'll be out of beer throwing range. Okay. No, but that would actually be kind of fun. Jobu Sports takes over the link.
I hope we take over the link. That'd be nice if we got in and out without getting spat at.
That would be good.
Buffalo versus it's definitely a big deal. LOL.
Oh, these trolls, man.
Yeah, they're everywhere, man. Wow.
Yeah, it's called not having any kind of a life.
Yeah, and
they're living vicariously through me by trying to troll me to get their 2 seconds of fame. When you say Cowboys blow, he said my name. He said my name. Oh, Lordy.
Clouds Coffee. There you go.
Okay. All right. So we're going to go ready to get out of here, man. What's your final thoughts here as we go through? We got
My
one more
final
day of our
thoughts
rookies.
my final thoughts is enjoy the calm because it's coming, people. This is gonna, it's boring, but enjoy it because before you know it, there's gonna be a training camp. There's gonna be all, just take a breath. You spend time with your family. Turn on YouTube. Watch us. We'll get you through the next what? How long is it before training camp? Less than
Training
2
camp's
months.
open around the 17th.
Yeah, a little more than 2 months.
For the first ones will
Yeah.
open. Dallas usually opens up around the 24th or 25th. I don't know exactly when, but the season is only 118 days away from right now. Tomorrow will be
That's
117.
crazy. That's crazy. I'm looking forward now. Next week you'll be away. I would assume you'll still stream. It falls on my Wednesday night live stream, the schedule release. Now they'll leak out some stuff, but I will be live on Wednesday for the schedule release show. So it'll be fun to see who we open up with, who we play on Christmas, when we play the Commanders, and get a game plan because I definitely want to go to a few games this year. So,
well, actually, I forgot I got Dan's show on Wednesday too. But the way it's going is Monday's the travel day for everybody to get there. Tuesday is we start meeting and all that. Wednesday is the site visits to see the work that we're going to be doing. So I should be okay that night, and then that's the day that the volunteers from Fannie Mae come out. So Thursday and Friday are those work days, and then the next group comes in on Sunday. So I should be fine by that time at night to be able to do the stream for the release schedule. But what's going to happen is all day long you're going to be hearing about this team and that team that's already going to be playing this one and this one.
Yeah,
By the time
I know,
it comes
but
around,
still, it'd be nice
you'll
to
have half
see
the
it.
schedule.
Yeah, I know, but still, it'll be fun.
The thing is,
All right,
by
thanks, JoJo.
the time I get back from there, geez, it'll almost be June.
Yeah,
June is close.
When do they release the training camp schedule in June? Right?
Kind of like early June they do. I mean, you'll get kind of a rough idea from the once you know the preseason schedule, when the Hall of Fame game is and so forth, and those are going to be the first two teams that open up training camp. So yeah, it'll be basically, I bet you around the 24th of July.
Yeah, but then the first week is nothing. So
first weeks will be and it's that second week is the one you want to be there because it's before they start going into the full week schedule and traveling for preseason. You want to get those first two padded practices because those will be back to back. Then they'll get like a scrimmage after that. That'll be a walkthrough scrimmage. Then they'll do a special team practice, and then they'll be off or something like that. So, if you go for a week, you're going to get maybe 4 practices. It's not like they used to when it was 2-a-days.
yeah,
Mark only has 100K because of Eagle fans. That is why he talks about us so much. He's not fooling me. Just Cowboys not enough. Okay. If you say just say so, Alan. As long as they're watching, what's the difference? Okay. You love me. You watch me. That's all I care about. All right, my man. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to get out of here. And let me go ahead and piss off some Eagle fans. Where is it? I don't see it. Did I lose it?
You want them to go to South Street?
South Street. What is South Street?
Oh yeah, I'll take them to the Italian Market. That's where we go.
Okay. All right.
See you, Michael.
We're getting out of here.
Spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat. The human drama of athletic competition. This is ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Brought to you by Lincoln Mercury. Nobody has more kinds of cars for more kinds of people. See them at the sign of the cat. By Goodyear, makers of the custom Steel Guard radial tire. And by State Farm Mutual. Almost anywhere you live, there's a State Farm agent nearby. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.